Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro, glad you could join us. Talk a little UNLV hoops coming up at the top of the hour. And then Mike Babcock from TMZ Sports will be joining us. Former Celtic and Minnesota Timberwolf great Kevin Garnett with some controversial comments about LeBron James. We'll talk about that. But, you know, it's funny because everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but 99% of the media and people that go to restaurants and stuff, all they want to talk about is how great the food was, right? If you go on the Food Network, these guys that do these shows on the Food Network, do they ever taste something and say, oh, my God, that's horrible, that's terrible? You know, no, you'll never hear that. But I always appreciate it when people are honest, and I think it's important to give out the information if there are people that are breaking health codes, particularly in Las Vegas. I don't want to go to that restaurant because I don't want to get sick. Nobody does a better job of putting the information out there than Darcy Spears from KTNV and her Dirty Dining segments, and she's nice enough to join us today. Darcy, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing okay. I'm ready to get some stomach cramps and get sick with some of these restaurants you've been to. All right, let's start.
I love that I can do that for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So let's start off with Chickpeas Mediterranean Cafe. This is a place, my understanding, it's near Flamingo and Jones Boulevard. What did they do?
So this week we had a tie for the dirtiest dining as far as the restaurant that got the highest demerits, and Chickpeas was one of those two. It was a 27 demerit C grade that they got, and initially I have to give them a little bit of a shout out because they were super cool when I walked in. The guy's like, "Hi, Darcy Spears, we were expecting you." So people are kind of clued in. They know that if you got the most demerits that week, you're probably going to be seeing me. So it was actually kind of fun. I was feeling a little bit of the holiday spirit when I walked in to visit them. But they immediately took responsibility, and the manager said, "I blame our issues on bad management." And those issues included spoiled food, like peppers that they found in the fridge that were all like wrinkly and moldy, and the flour that they used to make their bread had a bunch of brown and black debris kind of sitting in the open flour. They also had a lot of food that was at unsafe temperatures, stuff that was uncovered with like a freezer condenser dripping down onto the uncovered food, dirty cutting boards, frozen chicken thawing in standing water, stuff that can, as you previously stated, make people sick.
That is kind of a breath of fresh air, though, that they didn't make any excuses. And they said that, listen, this was usually it is management, right? Almost always, I would imagine, Darcy, right, where management is not taking control of their restaurant. And, you can't always blame an employee, making $8, $9, $10 an hour. Management needs to take control. So that is a breath of fresh air. I'm glad that they were able to, and I'm glad they were nice to you, by the way, also. That's
I know.
good.
It's so nice when everybody's nice. I'm just like, in mutual admiration society.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
A breath of fresh air, but not a taste of fresh food.
No, definitely not. At least not when Darcy was there.
Look at you. You get points for that.
Yes, there you go, JD. I'm not going to give you any points.
I do like points.
I can't give you credit. No points. We got a similar, I guess you got a similar warm welcome, correct me if I'm right, at the Bamboo. This is located on Spring Mountain Road and Wynn Road. Tell me a little bit about this place.
Yeah, Bamboo is in that sort of long strip Chinatown shopping center that goes along Spring Mountain between Valley View and Wynn. There's a ton of places in there. Very, very busy, very popular shopping center. And the new owner, who said she's only owned the place for a month, she's like, you know what? I don't have a problem having you guys in here today. What can I answer for you? She, while taking ownership, did do a little bit of excuse making because they had a couple of gelatins in their walk-in cooler that were expired. She's like, 1 day, 2 days. It was only a couple of days. Well, actually, it was a week on one of them.
Ooh.
And so you need to, while you're taking responsibility, don't maybe make excuses, especially if they're not right.
Yes.
But she did answer all of our questions. She said it was overlooked by my staff, and I take responsibility for that, but nobody's perfect. And then she said it wasn't like it was a month old, though, you know what I mean? But I don't know about you guys. Most of our viewers are going to say they won't even eat or drink something if it's on the day that it expires. They want a little bit more reassurance of freshness than that.
It kind of remind me. I don't remember the show Clerks, but I was watching that movie again the other day, and you see, the guy that is the clerk in the movie says he hates the woman that always shows up to his store and looks for the milk that has the latest expiration date. Yeah, the milkmaids, he called them, and that was funny. And then the egg guy that goes in there and looking for the perfect eggs, and all that just kind of it reminded me a little bit of that movie. It's funny. So they also found green Jello, right? That was 2 days expired, and then the white
green Jello was 2 days expired. The white was a week past its expiration date.
Jesus, that would make Bill Cosby not very happy. I'm sorry to hear that. So here's a place that I have frequented recently. It is called Round One. It's a really cool arcade, and it's at the Meadows Mall. And actually, I was there a few weeks ago. Literally, I was there a few weeks ago, and I ate at their place. I had some mozzarella sticks and some soda, and because I like hanging out with a bunch of teenage girls. That must be why.
You also won a lot of prizes, Brian.
I did. I'm very good at these arcade games, Darcy. I have a very good skill. I don't have skill with a lot of things in life, but when it comes to arcade games, I'm very good. Anyway, so
you got to take credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. The food was okay. It was like I said, I got mozzarella sticks and stuff. But I was just there, man. So tell me, you were there. What did they do wrong?
So Round One had an imminent health hazard closure, and their issue was no hot water. And that means employees were unable to properly wash and sanitize their hands while preparing food, and the restrooms. Same thing. You couldn't properly wash your hands. You do need hot water in order to kill bacteria and to do what the health district considers a proper hand washing. So that's why if there's no hot water to the entire facility, which was the case here, that's considered an imminent health hazard, and that immediately shuts you down. Like that can be worse in the health inspector's mind than, seeing some dirty conditions and some cockroaches, quite honestly, because it has to do with the killing of bacteria, or the flip side of that. And the interesting thing is when I talked to the manager at Round One, he said they didn't even know that they had no hot water until the health inspector showed up for a routine inspection, and she went to wash her hands before doing the inspection. And she's like, oh, hello, you guys don't have any hot water. So it kind of makes you wonder, what were they doing for the time that they were open until the time the health inspector got there that they didn't know they had no hot water?
That is absolutely pathetic.
Are you sure you didn't feel sick a couple of days after you went to Round One, Brian?
No.
I'm honest. I'm asking you a very honest question right now.
I don't think so, no. I'm okay. I'm a little pasty, but that's just my normal complexion.
I think
okay.
He was still basking in the glow of the prizes.
I think I was. No, you're right. You're right. I was. I'm very proud of myself. I did my Christmas shopping in an arcade for my family. So I would say an arcade, as far as like getting sick and germs, is probably one of the most disgusting places you could go to because all the kids are sneezing, they're coughing, they're touching the machines, they're not wiping their nose. It's gross. And then you're telling me that they didn't have hot water. That is very concerning to me. I hope they fixed that problem. Did they? I am never going to order food from there again, although they do have 99-cent ice cream. I think that's fairly safe to eat their ice cream, I would hope.
Well, it depends on what they're touching while they're scooping your ice cream.
That's a very good point, yes.
Needless to say, though, yes, they did fix it very quickly and were able to reopen Toot Sweet.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that, but there is another issue with the Meadows Mall. And by the way, I like the Meadows Mall because it's not so snooty and you can get some good deals there. So apparently in the food court, there's a McDonald's. I have not frequented that McDonald's, but what did you find there?
So, 2 imminent health hazard closures, both at the Meadows Mall in the same week. So just take note. But this particular McDonald's, a customer sent a complaint to the health district. The customer had ordered oatmeal, and the oatmeal comes with like a little bag of diced apples. So the customer noticed that his little bag of diced apples was nearly 3 weeks expired. They were dark in color. And we're talking fresh fruit here. This is not dried fruit. So customer complains about getting, 3-week-old apples with his oatmeal. He complains to the management at McDonald's, also complains to the health district. 3 days later, the health inspector goes to follow up on his complaint and still finds expired diced apples in the fridge at McDonald's. So clearly they did not take his complaint seriously and continued serving up expired apples to people, or maybe they just didn't throw them out. It's hard to say. But the fact that 3 days later they still found expired food after a customer made a complaint to management should be a head scratcher.
Oh, that's a huge red flag. Have you ever frequented a restaurant consistently and then had them randomly pop up on your dirty dining segment?
That has happened to me. There was an Indian buffet that it's close to the station, and I used to go there, not all the time, but, I was a repeat customer at least 3 or 4 times. I would go with my photographer, my producer, and then it popped up on Dirty Dining in a cockroach infestation situation. So I remember I shot a stand-up outside going like, it happened to me too. So yeah, it happens.
It does happen from time to time. Well, hey, it just happened to me because, like I said, I just went to round 1 and had some mozzarella sticks there. They didn't taste great. It was okay. Actually, I do have a funny story that I should share with you. What? So hold on. There was a janitor that was mopping the floor at round 1, and he spilled the entire thing of dirty water around my table, and it got on my feet. It got on my shoes. My producer was there. He saw the whole thing, and, I didn't think much of it at the time, and it looked like he was cleaning it with dirty water. That's what it appeared to me. So maybe I should have given you guys a call when I saw that.
That should have gone right to the health district, to be honest with you, because that is indeed a violation.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was absolutely gross.
So Darcy, and this show it's almost 11 o'clock right now. It's almost lunchtime, but my family is in town for Christmas, and my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and I want to know if there's a restaurant that you can recommend that I go to for that.
Oh my gosh! Well, there's so many that actually do the right thing out there. And you kind of have to tell me, hey, we're thinking of going to this place. Have they ever been on Dirty Dining? Or if you have a particular kind of food in mind, or if there's a place that that she really loves, then I could weigh in on that.
I'm going to say Italian.
Oh my gosh, there's so many wonderful Italian places. Are you looking for something that's a little more family friendly, or like a nice? I'm thinking a little bit more formal.
I'm thinking family friendly with large portions, but not Carmine's in the forum shops.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I will tell you that one of my family's regular haunts, and I took my own daughter there for her birthday, is a place called Mastriani's Cafe on Wallapai and Desert Inn.
Yep, I've been there. It's a good place.
They have really yummy food. I also love Chef Mark's Trattoria.
There you go.
On Sahara, I think in the lakes area.
There you go. So you don't only do your Dirty Dining segment, but apparently now you review restaurants in positive light. We've just given you a new job.
Yeah, where I've gone and what I like. And you know what? There's a new place. Haven't been there yet, but I heard from friends that it's good. Also on West Sahara, called Limoncello's.
There's a place right here on Durango. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. It's really good. It's called Taco Bell. I go there a couple times a week, but I do use the restroom a lot.
Not Italian.
Yeah. No, no cockroaches there as far as I know. Oh, Darcy, before we let you go, and we always appreciate your time, why don't you give out that information? Where could people see your segments on Channel 13, because you do a wonderful job?
So every Wednesday night, join me on 13 Action News live at 11. I know it's late, but you know what? It's Vegas, so stay up. Join me for Dirty Dining every Wednesday night at 11 on Channel 13. If you miss it, we typically re-air it Thursdays in our 6 p.m. hour, I think in the 6:30 half hour to be exact. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, easy access, KTNV.com, Darcy Spears on Facebook or Twitter. The link is there for you. It's live right now.
Darcy, you always do a great job, and if we don't talk to you before Christmas, have a wonderful holiday. We appreciate it, and look forward to talking to you again soon, okay?
Actually, little secret, this was the last Dirty Dining for 2019 because we're not doing it on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. So we will be back ready to rock and roll
in 2020.
In 2020. Yeah.
I love it.
So thank you
for
love it. Letting me be on for the last time this year, and I still look forward to more fun with you guys.
I appreciate that, Darcy. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks a lot, Darcy.
Have a great New Year's, and we will talk to you in 2020.
Yep. See you next decade.
Thank you.
Right on.
All right.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. All right, there you go. It's Darcy Spears from KTNV Channel 13. Always appreciate it when she takes some time to join us. She also turned into a restaurant review.
Hey, I had to
reviewer.
get one positive restaurant from.
Well, I'm going to tell you, there's a basketball program in Las Vegas that's not getting a lot of positives. I'll explain to you what that basketball team is called, why I am going to call them out, the mistakes that they have made, and we have some audio to play with you as well. It has something to do with the game last night at the Thomas & Mack Center, so, just a little bit of a clue there. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KTNV.